Hey everyone, happy Monday. This is Nishana with your Monday motivation. Proverbs 17 verse 11 says, "Evil people are eager for rebellion, but they will be severely punished." One day, Korah, son of Izhar, conspired with Dathan and Abiram, sons of Eliab, and On, son of Peleth. They incited a rebellion against Moses along with 250 other prominent leaders of the community. They assembled before Moses and Aaron and said to them, "You have gone too far. The whole community of Israel has been set apart by the Lord, and he is with all of us. What right do you have to act as though you are greater than the rest of the Lord's people?" When Moses heard this, he threw himself to the ground and prayed. Then he said to Korah and his followers, "Tomorrow morning, the Lord will show us who belongs to him and who is holy. The Lord will allow those whom he selects to enter his own presence. Tomorrow morning, you and your followers take fire pans, put live coals and incense on them, and take them to the altar. Then we will see which of us the Lord has chosen. You Levites are the ones who have gone too far." Moses continued to speak and said, "Listen, you Levites. Do you consider it a small matter that the God of Israel has set you apart from the rest of the community so that you can approach him, perform your services in the Lord's tabernacle, and minister to the community and serve them? He has let you and all the other Levites have this honor, and now you are trying to get the priesthood too? When you complain against Aaron, it is really against the Lord that you and your followers are rebelling." Moses sent for Dathan and Abiram, and they refused, remarking that Moses not only brought them into the wilderness to die, but had also decided to rule over them. Moses became angry and said to the Lord, "Do not accept any offerings these men bring. I have not wronged any of them. I have not even taken one of their donkeys." Then Moses said to Korah, "Tomorrow, you and your 250 followers must come to the tabernacle of the Lord's presence. Aaron will also be there. Each of you will take his fire pan, put incense on it, and then present it at the altar." So Korah and his followers followed Moses' instructions and stood at the entrance of the tabernacle. The entire community stood along with them, facing Moses and Aaron. Suddenly, the glorious presence of the Lord appeared, and he said, "Moses and Aaron, get away from all these people so that I may instantly destroy them." But Moses and Aaron bowed down with their faces to the ground and said, "O God, you are the source of all life. When one of us sins, do you become angry with the whole community?" The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the people to move away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram." So Moses accompanied the leaders of Israel and went to Dathan and Abiram. He said to the people, "Get away from the tents of these wicked men, and do not touch anything that belongs to them. Otherwise, you will be wiped out with them for all their sins." So the people obeyed. Dathan and Abiram came out and stood at the entrance of their tents with their wives and children. So Moses began to speak. "This is how you will know that the Lord has sent me to do all these things, and that it is not by my own choice that I have done them. If these men die a natural death without some punishment from God, then the Lord did not send me. But if the Lord does something unheard of, and the earth opens up and swallows them with all they own, so that they go down alive to the world of the dead, you will know that these men have rejected the Lord." As soon as he finished speaking, the ground under the two men split open and swallowed them and their families, as well as all of Korah's followers and their possessions. As they departed alive to the grave with their earthly possessions, they vanished, and the earth closed over them. Seeing what took place, the people of Israel fled, fearing the earth would swallow them as well. But instead, the Lord sent a fire that blazed out and burned up the 250 men who had presented the incense. Eleazar the priest also took the incense burners and beat them into thin plates as a covering for the altar. The next day, the whole community complained against Moses and Aaron and said, "You have killed some of the Lord's people." As the community gathered to protest against Moses and Aaron, they turned towards the tabernacle and saw that the cloud had covered it, and the glorious presence of the Lord appeared. So Moses and Aaron came and stood in front of the tabernacle, and the Lord said to Moses, "Get away from all these people so that I can instantly destroy them." But Moses and Aaron fell face down on the ground, and Moses said to Aaron, "Quick, take an incense burner and place burning coals on it from the altar. Lay incense on it and carry it out among the people to purify them and make them right with the Lord. The Lord's anger is blazing against them. The plague has already begun." So Aaron obeyed, took his fire pan, and ran into the middle of the assembly of people. When he saw that the plague had already begun, he put the incense on the coals and performed the ritual of purification for the people. This stopped the plague, and he was left standing between the living and the dead. When the plague had stopped, Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tabernacle. 14,700 people died, not counting those who died in the rebellion. What is your motive behind serving the Lord? Oftentimes, our true motives are uncovered when we feel that we should have a higher position or more recognition. In these instances, it can become easy for resentment to creep in, but always remember your why. We serve God wrongly when we fail to fear Him and desire power and prestige for ourselves. Consider the blessings that would overflow in your life if you began to serve God with contentment for the gifts He has entrusted to you and truly use them to honor Him. Submit to God's sovereignty and stop expecting to find satisfaction in power and position. Instead, understand that God may be keeping you where you are so that He can work through you and reach the people around you. So find contentment in this chapter of your story and have faith that you are where you are meant to be. God, thank you for the privilege to serve you. Help us to always remember our why. When we feel like our lives are not where we think they should be, remind us that you have placed us where we belong. Amen. This was Nishana with your Monday Motivation. See you next week. Bye.